Hello, so we've got another omnibus, another Ed Brubaker omnibus. You know I like Ed Brubaker books, and this is no exception. This is the Immortal Iron Fist and the Immortal Weapons Omnibus. Now, this isn't just an Ed Brubaker omnibus, so I speak a little out of turn there. It's also got Matt Fraction taking over the back half of the book. But if you like kung fu films, if you like martial arts things, this is one to get. It's got a great story. It goes off on a few tangents, but they are fun tangents, and it sort of tickles that old school kung fu movie itch. The other book I would say, just while we're talking about Iron Fist and kung fu, is there's a Shang-Chi Battle Worlds book that I've talked about on this channel before. I'll find it down and I'll take a picture of it, stick on the screen now. That is worth buying if you just want a sort of quick, fun, Enter the Dragon style martial arts tournament read, but it's totally worth checking out. Anyway, sorry, on with this. Let's have a look at a flip through and we'll do pricing and availability. But this is a book that I've been long awaited and really glad I got. So hope you enjoy it too when we have a look at it. Iron Fist and the Immortal Weapons Omnibus takes us on a journey through the Marvel Universe, exploring the origins of the various immortal weapons, essentially Iron Fist counterparts from different cities of heaven. You find that there are more than one mystical city in the world, so not just Kunlun, and you find out their connection to the mystical city of Kunlun. For those unfamiliar with the concept of the immortal weapons, they're warriors from different parts of the world, each possessing unique skills and abilities. Iron Fist, the lead character, is the protector of Kunlun and has the power of the Iron Fist, which he can use to strike enemies with incredible force. This is where you've seen his fist glowing before in various things. You get a nice contents page at the start with all the different authors and stories laid out, and then you're straight into it. You see him initially imitating Daredevil, which ties in with the Daredevil Ed Brubaker omnibus that I've previously discussed on this channel. Anyway, the story begins proper with the origin of Iron Fist. We're taken back in time to witness the moment he became the champion of Kunlun. You see him fighting his way through the deadly challenges to become the Iron Fist, and it's a title that he'll hold for the rest of his life. You also get peppered through this story the tales of other Iron Fists through the ages, which are really good. Again, this is the kind of thing where you think, well, why didn't they just make a series based on these other Iron Fists rather than trying to focus on when the Danny Rand Iron Fist when they're doing Marvel series, because they could do specials and it'd be quite a good way to introduce the character and build up a following for people who aren't necessarily familiar with him. Anyway, I digress. The story moves on then to introduce us to each of the immortal weapons. You get details on their unique powers and abilities, and in the latter half of the book you actually get their background stories proper. You see the likes of Fat Cobra, who has the strength of 1,000 men, Tiger's beautiful daughter, who can manipulate light and shadow, the Bride of Nine Spiders, who has the ability to summon deadly spider spirits, and the rest. And you follow Iron Fist and the Immortal Weapons as they travel to compete in a tournament of the 7 capital cities of heaven. It's a deadly martial arts competition that takes place every 88 years and decides which city is going to be connected to Earth. The tournament brings together the greatest warriors from across the globe, as these tournaments always do, and you have to read on to find out how it ends, because I'm not gonna give that away. As the story progresses, you see them battling their opponents, and other characters such as the Prince of Orphans and Crane Mother are also introduced. You can see the consequences of their victories and defeats and the various prices they pay for power. Now, one of the strengths of Iron Fist and the Immortal Weapons is the vast array of unique and interesting characters. I've mentioned already a few of them. Iron Fist in this is complex and compelling, particularly with the backstories that are introduced and how the other Iron Fists play into this. The Immortal Weapons have got their own distinct personalities and abilities, which I liked, and they make for a fascinating cast of characters too. Fat Cobra loves his food and drink and provides some humour, and the Bride of Nine Spiders is mysterious and sort of sinister, giving you that danger and intrigue. The art in this is fantastic. You get illustrations by Travel Foreman, Russ Heath and Timothy Green II. They're really detailed and dynamic, and they really get across the emotion and action for each of the scenes, which is really important when you're doing a sort of kung fu story. You can't have flat, boring, motionless artwork. You need to get across that sense of drama. The use of colour is also really good here as well, with lots of vibrant hues adding to the sort of magical and mystical atmosphere of the story. I'd say this is a must read for people who are fans of kung fu stories. It's rich and exciting, and it's got lots of intriguing characters and some good martial arts action scenes, as I say, enhanced by the artwork. And if you're a long-running fan of Iron Fist, or even new to it, this is a great jumping on point, because you get the story laid out really well for you in the omnibus, and it's worth picking up. You can also get this in a complete collection, but really this gives you the full whack. So I would, because they've had added extra bits to this from the original printing, so I would say pick this up. At the back you get your normal sketches, cover arts, things like that. They're quite good actually, the sketches of the character designs, so I think this is one of the ones where the bonus material is actually worth it. Okay, so that was the book. So really lovely artwork, really good writing in it. The story introduces these elements that aren't sort of overwhelming. You feel where they fit in. They've got cool characters. You've got your sort of other cities with your different characters, their kung fu abilities and their special powers. I just like it. It's the kind of thing that I like. I like watching films like that. I can watch all of that kind of stuff, and I can read all of that kind of stuff. And it makes me feel like I'm reading a bit more of a grown-up comic. I also like seeing the other Iron Fists as well. I think that's interesting too. Quite why Marvel doesn't capitalise on that element of the storytelling and have sort of more specials like that. I mean, they did it with the Werewolf by Night. They could have these sort of the Iron Fist sagas or something, and just have all the different Iron Fists throughout the years, and just do little one-off specials of them, just to get you into that character, rather than trying to dump you straight into Danny Rand's story. They can do some different things, but that's another video. Availability, currently available everywhere at the time of making this video. Price wise, I will show the current prices it's going for at the moment. I'll put the target price up on the side so you can see what that is, but I would aim to get it for a good price. So I would shop around, follow me omnibus buying at tips, and obviously save them pennies, because it all goes towards your next book as well. You can buy a complete collection version of this, which I have got, and I'll put in the box for selling back when a local convention comes up that I can go to and get a table cheaply at. But otherwise, yeah, this is a great way to own this series, and I would recommend it to anyone. Give us a thumbs up if this video was any help to you. Whether it turns you on to the book or off the book, doesn't matter. It's just nice to know that I've helped someone out positively or negatively with a buy. And thanks for watching.